The RPG genre is probably one of the most evolving genres in gaming, with developers always trying to put a unique twist or spin on age-old role-playing mechanics. Torment, Tides of Numenera does the opposite, drawing inspiration from games that helped pioneer the genre, providing one of the most compelling narratives I've seen in modern RPGs. The game is set a billion years into the future, where the world has seen a variety of civilizations come and go. The evidence of these civilizations is littered everywhere throughout the beautiful Ninth World, from high-tech portals to medieval settlements. There's always a new, intriguing structure catching your eye. It's not only civilizations that have come and gone, so have gods. Well, one god in particular. The story focuses around the changing god, a being with the ability to create new bodies for himself. However, when his use for his created body has come to an end, he simply throws it away. And that's where you come in, as these thrown away shells create a new life within themselves, and they are referred to as cast-offs. You play as the last cast-off, the most recent throwaway of the changing god. Being the last cast-off is the least of your worries, as over the centuries the changing god has been disrupting an evil entity known as the Sorrow. The Sorrow's aim is simple: destroy the changing god and all of his offspring, which of course you set out to prevent this from happening. The main story arc, which becomes apparent pretty early on in the game, isn't the most original or captivating story you'll play through, but it does a great job of acting as a vessel through the ever-intriguing Ninth World. The most intriguing elements of the Ninth World have to be its bizarrely unique inhabitants. From flesh-eating cultists to broody millennia-old robots, there's no doubt it's these wonderful characters you meet on your quest that provide the most memorable moments in Torment, Tides of Numenera. So many of the characters you will come across you have the ability to interact with. This can be from simple conversations that share information from their background, to them providing you with one of the many side quests. The side quests are far from the simple go here, do this, collect your reward. Instead, they encourage you to explore the Ninth World and regularly educate you on its rich lore. It was these discoveries that had me so engrossed throughout my 40-hour playthrough. Not only were these interactions my favourite part of the game, but they're also the majority of the game. All the narrative in the game is delivered through on-screen text, and there is a lot of it. The amount of reading Torment requires would so often disengage me from a game. However, the writing here is so consistently good, I often felt like I was delving into a classic adventure novel. The best thing about this book is it's still unwritten, and this is due to you having almost full control on how you interact with people, as well as having to decide on how to approach some huge morally challenging decisions. Although I did end up loving the text-heavy approach to the narrative, at times it does take you out of the game. On one occasion I entered a bar to search for clues around their side quest. However, I had to spend almost 2 hours talking to everyone in the bar before I found out the information I needed, which in turn made me forget why I even went in there in the first place. When starting a game, you can choose from one of 3 classes: a glaive, who acts as a warrior, a jack, who is a jack of all trades, and a nano, or better known as mage. As you'd expect, each class brings its own unique perks, which in Torment, Tides of Numenera are hugely contrasting. For example, a nano has the perception ability, so they can read the afterthoughts of a person when in conversation, giving you a huge benefit when trying to negotiate. They also have the general ability of perception, where you can spend skill points to look into something with greater detail. The glaive, on the other hand, has none of these abilities. However, they're very powerful with weapons and have the intimidation ability, allowing you to potentially change someone's mind in conversation. All these unique class abilities reminded me so much of good old D&D, and that felt great. These abilities play an even bigger part in Torment, Tides of Numenera due to its unique battle system called Crisis. A crisis can be initiated by yourself or come out of nowhere, but what makes them so unique to other RPGs is the fact they don't have to end in bloodshed. You have several choices on how to approach each situation. You can go in swinging your sword, or you can try to talk to the enemy and reason with them. You can even use the environment to help give you an advantage if you choose to battle. Although the crisis system offers you different ways to overcome them, they still felt a little unpolished. The use of your abilities often felt a little underwhelming, and melee attacks were very inconsistent in actually striking a foe. Torment has a lot of strengths embedded within its gameplay. Unfortunately, the combat system isn't one of them. Torment, Tides of Numenera is one of the most immersive RPGs I've ever played. Exploring the inviting and gorgeous Ninth World and conversing with its memorable inhabitants was a pleasure. The combat does feel a little out of place, but you're never stuck in a battle for too long, allowing you to return to the captivating narrative the game consistently offers. The heavy text-based delivery can take a couple of hours to get into. However, when you do get into it, the game feels like an unfinished adventure novel that you are responsible for writing page by page.